Es gibt wirklich Geister. Ich habe sie mein Leben lang gesehen.
Geister? Ich wäre nie darauf gekommen, dass Sie über so etwas schreiben.
Das ist recht gut, finden Sie nicht?
Wirklich?
We took on the role like 2 or 3 days only after Benedict Cumberbatch had to skip out. So, what was it that immediately draw you to this?
The thing I was drawn to most of all was it all happened very fast. Guillermo del Toro sent me the script, and then I met him very shortly after that. And I was a huge admirer of him from a distance as a fan of cinema. And he expressed to me that he wanted to make his first English language film in the same tone and with the same attention to detail and the same atmosphere as Pan's Labyrinth, which I had seen when it came out. And I remember the experience of watching Pan's Labyrinth and thinking, this is a new kind of director. This is someone who's able to, the expertise with which he wove together a real world and a sort of gothic fantasy world, I thought was just breathtaking. And he said he had never attempted to make a film like that in English. You know, his English language films are more populist. They're much more they're much more childlike in a way. Films like Hellboy and Pacific Rim, films I love, but different, at a different sensibility. And I could, as soon as I read the script and the story and the characters, I could see exactly how Guillermo was gonna bring his creative authority to bear on this particular material.
Dürfte ich einen Satz Hausschlüssel bitten?
Das ist nicht nötig. Es gibt Bereiche des Hauses, die nicht sicher sind.
Hüte dich vor Crimson Peak.
Not a lot of people have seen the movie until now, and I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of news items at the moment are about that you show your naked behind in the film. Like, how weird is it to read that?
It's very strange, yeah. It's very strange because it doesn't feel gratuitous at all. It feels completely like integral to the film. And actually, we were saying, you know, because it's a gothic romance, and in that it truly is a love story with ghosts in it, and the ghosts are emblems of forbidden love. And all gothic romance has a very strong strain of violence in it, and a very strong strain of sexuality. And Guillermo del Toro hasn't shied away. It's a very, I mean, I should say it's a very violent film, incredibly violent film. And he and I agreed that we had to balance the level of violence with a degree of sexuality. And when it came to that scene, a scene between my character and Mia's character, we decided that it shouldn't be some kind of male fantasy, which it often is in these films, and that the woman should be, it should be from the woman's point of view. And so that's just how we decided to do it. And I actually think I hope the scene serves its purpose in that I think the film really changes after that scene.
Wie verwalten Sie nur dieses Anwesen?
Es ist ein Privileg, in das man hineingeboren wird. Eines, das man nie aufgeben kann.
One of the most spectacular things about this film, obviously, is Allerdale Hall, like we see behind you. Like, how much of it was a real set?
Oh, the set was all real. So they had built this 3-story mansion on a stage in Toronto, and it was just the most incredible thing to see and to be able to really go up the stairs and into the bedrooms and down the corridors and. Yeah, it was very breathtaking. I think there was things that you could continually discover. I mean, even that they could flick a switch and the walls would start seeping the red clay, and that the words fear was etched into the wallpaper in the shape of moths and butterflies. It was just really amazing.
Ich kann verstehen, dass die Sharps Sie faszinieren.
Edith, das ist meine Schwester.
Machen Sie weiter, aber mit Vorsicht.
One of the big scenes in the film is the Waltz scene.
Yes.
With the candle. So we know from YouTube that you can make every dance floor in a club your bitch. How hard was it like to get this right?
I don't know why. I've waltzed before. I don't know why I know how to waltz. But I actually love waltzing. I mean, I was just saying we should bring the waltz back. Because, you know, up until about 30 years before the period in which this film is set, 1901, when you danced in society, obviously there were no fashionable discotheques around, so you were invited to a party and you were dancing, and you danced with someone. If you asked a woman to dance, you would dance with her on your, it'll probably be your left or your right. Anyway, the point is you'd be side by side in couples of 8 or 16. And suddenly, the waltz comes along, and you're dancing in front of your partner, and you're chest to chest, face to face, and you can feel each other's breath, and you look into each other's eyes, and it's actually the only way you can keep your balance. You're spinning in circles around the room. You have to look into your partner's eyes, otherwise you'll fall over. So actually it becomes kind of quite sexy and intimate, and I really enjoyed it in this film because there's so much that's very passionate and very emotionally intense, and that can be quite draining work. And then Mia and I spent 3 days waltzing, and they were very happy days.
Yeah, he's very good. He's great. I think he loves dancing, so he's very passionate and excited about it. So yeah, it was really good. It was really fun to film that scene because everything had been quite heavy, and so this was a really nice relief.